So 12,158 a minute times 60 minutes. That's that's $729,480 per hour burned in ETH. What is up, guys? Norse Digital Assets coming at you with another video. The video today is going to be on Ethereum, and we're also going to cover a lot on Bitcoin because a lot of this market depends on Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at everything. We're going to be looking at the charts, a little bit of news clips. We're going to be looking at Glassnode. We're going to be looking at all kinds of things today in this video. So stay tuned to the end, and we will do a price prediction near the end also for Ethereum during this bull run. Also, guys, this is important. You want to follow in this market, in this crypto market. You want to follow bears, bulls, moon boys, conservative investors. You want to follow news people, chartists. You want to follow and get as many different perspectives as you can so that you can make your own decisions. On this channel, it's not financial advice, but we would like to give you an additional perspective. We are going to be buying, holding, and macro swing trading during this bull run, selling near the top. That is the plan. 20 plus assets, including ADA, XRP, VeChain, Digibyte, and API 3. So click subscribe down here in the corner. Click my logo. It's right here in the corner. Click my logo and subscribe that way, please. Or just click subscribe below like normal and subscribe that way. So today is a very nice day. Today it is a beautiful Tuesday. And we've got that movement out of Bitcoin over the last day and a half that we really needed because it was in a crucial, very crucial, critical area setting up for the start of this bull run. So let's go to the charts here. So Bitcoin on the daily here. So I had drawn this trend line in that we had, and I put this in on another video, that we had this descending pattern. We finally broke out of that descending pattern here in this area, start of August, early August. We broke out of that pattern. We got the bullish cross here on around August 1st. We're coming up, and we have we had the flash crash, and we've just been correcting lately. You can see on the daily, you don't necessarily want, the 20 is still nicely above the 55. There's still some nice spacing there, but you definitely do not want the 20 EMA to have this sharp point here and be pointing downwards like this. Good news is we found support on this trend line here that I've drawn in at about 43,700 in that area, 43,300. We found support in there, whether it's wick or candle bodies, and we found support. We've had that movement you see here at 46,518 right now dollars. We've had that movement in the last day and a half, which means we've printed some green candles, which means we're flattening out this 20 EMA, which is what we want. So we did find support on this line. We're flattening out that EMA. And hopefully we can start. We're getting later into September. We're getting closer to October. September has been historically a dumpy month. A lot going on. If we were to lose that support line at that 43,000, yes, this is a possible next area we're going to fall down. And if you fell down there real quickly, you'd be falling down to around 35,000 rather quickly here. And if it remained for a couple days and you let's draw this in here. If you came down here and then you kind of found support and you were kind of weaving in and out, yeah, you could end up at 32,000, 33,000 rather quickly, just depending on what happens. But that did not happen. It is yet to happen yet. September is dumpy, and we're looking pretty good for Bitcoin. It printed some green candles and found some support when it really needed to. Very critical zone to get this bull run started and to not have that bear cycle even start to rear its head at all. That is not what we want. So a lot what's going on in the news right now. This is another chart I have up, Bitcoin. So basically, these are the moving averages instead of the exponential moving averages that I'm usually using. And whereas the exponential moving average puts more weight on recent price action, the moving average is more of a balance. So what we have here is we have the 50 moving average, the green line here coming through here, and we have the 200 moving average. So this has been floating around in the news a lot that we had this death cross here. We were looking for this golden cross, which I made the candle bodies here hollow so you could kind of see here, but they are, let's zoom in here. So they are touching right now and looking to cross. So that's going to be, we're going to follow this and see what happens next with that. So let's go to Glassnode really quick here. Let's go to the chart here. So on Glassnode, the stock to flow ratio, Bitcoin. Stock to flow is basically the circulating Bitcoin supply and compared to the flow of new production, newly mined coins. Don't forget, we have Bitcoin miners mining the Bitcoin right now. So what we are looking at here is days until halving. As you get closer to the red, that's closer to the halving. Before, when the green runs out, yes, you definitely have a dip in price as you're coming towards the red, and then when the red happens, the halving is over, and that's when you can start that new cycle. So we are pretty fresh into green here. Compared to historically, you know, when you start green, you still got a good amount of green left. When you start green, you got some green left here. So we are hoping to make this run up to these high prices, these price predictions of 150,000, 200,000 on Bitcoin in the next and during this bull run. Also, guys, you have to keep in mind when looking at this chart here, it is logarithmic. So you have to understand that the higher you go up on this chart, these smaller movements mean even more. So yeah, with the logarithmic scale, you just have to keep that in mind, that just a little bit of movement here in these lines, and it's a huge movement in price. So right now, as of September 13th, we have the stock to flow ratio pegging Bitcoin at $108,000, 742 per Bitcoin, yet the real price for a Bitcoin right now is 46,775 currently right now. So this is September 13th on the graph. But yeah, so that's what we got with Bitcoin. I was also watching a Cryptos R Us, a George video earlier, and he was speaking on the fact that Bitcoin is being hodled. It's being held at levels we haven't seen since November 2020. We've also, that golden cross I was just pointing out to you, on this chart here, we haven't had that golden cross since in the March 2020 area, which is a while back. So those are all good things for supply shock and for Bitcoin to start heading towards that 200,000 area that we would really like to see during this bull run. So if we get this bull run, guys, it's going to be strap in. We're going to be all boarding the ship, and it's going to be strap in to the ship and getting ready to launch for many coins. So let's finally actually take a look at Ethereum here. Had to cover Bitcoin because right now I do not believe that Ethereum can make that decoupling from Bitcoin just yet. I believe it's still too early for Ethereum. If Bitcoin takes a giant dump right now and goes towards 32,000 or 28,000 again, I do not believe that Ethereum is just going to stay flat or head up based on its fundamentals alone. I don't believe that it can decouple from Bitcoin yet. It's too early. It might be able to in the future at some point in time. So one of the big reasons I bought some Ether is because Ether, when you least expect it here coming up soon in this bull run, Ether is going to launch off towards 8 to 10,000 when you least expect it, and I did not want to miss that train. Ether is currently still the king of smart contracts. You have Cardano, Solana, you have all these other projects that are up and coming, but they have to gain ground on Ethereum still, and they haven't yet. So Ethereum on the chart. On the daily, this is the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA. It is finding support here on the 55 or a little bit above the 55, which is great to see. And just like Bitcoin, and it looks to be a healthy chart. We're consolidating. Down here, the stock RSI down here, being down here in the gutter, again, could be considered a buy signal on the daily or the weekly time frame, not financial advice. But yes, we're finding plenty of support for Ethereum. Let's look on the 4-hourly for Ethereum. So on the 4-hourly, we're definitely trying to print this. You can see it right away. We're trying to print this W pattern. So when you do complete a W like that on the 4-hourly chart, you can definitely, this is real sloppy. I'm just doing it real quick. I don't want this video to be extremely long, but when you complete a W like that, you can measure the W. You can extrapolate that W up and you can move up quickly towards $4,000, $3,800, move right back towards where you were. And then what you would do is when you move up like that, not counting the wicks, if you're just looking at candle bodies, there's the resistance level, and that resistance level is right below 4,000. 4,000 is kind of like a psychological number at the same time, so you have a couple things going on there. So we've found support. It's you got this giant wick from the flash crash, but here, these candle bodies here, these candle bodies, this is close to being a triple bottom. But yeah, we got this double bottom on the 4-hourly, so that is, Ethereum still looks healthy, still looks good. We're trying to print that W there and see if we can make that happen. You know, Bitcoin is looking solid right now, and we have to see what the rest of the market's doing. But if Bitcoin can hold its ground, Ethereum is going to start to follow here soon. If it can get this, if it can print a green candle or two, it can start to get the 20 EMA to start to curve up, and it can complete this W up in this range right here. It can complete that W pattern. So that's what we are hoping for on the 4-hourly. So we will just have to wait and see on Ethereum. You have to consider with Ethereum also, we are getting some volume to come into Ethereum, but you have to remember this too, supply and demand. The supply of Ethereum is slowly burning. Guys, Ethereum, this article is in August 22nd. So it's not the newest article by any means, but Ethereum network has burned over 230 million in Ether in 17 days. And guys, it continues to burn here. So the burn rate, let's find here where they're talking about the burn rate. So the burn rate does fluctuate, but the burn rate at the time of writing on August 22nd, the chain is seeing a 3.76 ETH per minute burn rate every hour. Using current exchange rates, that's $12,158 worth of Ethereum destroyed every minute. Guys, every minute. That's insane. That's insane. If you we'll pull out the calculator on that real quick. And if you're talking, let's shrink this down here. So 12,158 a minute times 60 minutes. That's $729,480 per hour burned in ETH times 24 hours. So 17 million in Ethereum. 17 million Ethereum is being burned a day. That's insane, guys. So supply and demand. So keep that in mind. That's another reason why I got into Ethereum. So we have that going on. We have a lot going on. The last thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you this video, this Cathie Wood video. Take a listen to what she has to say here.
What you are talking about, the yield, has attracted so much interest that the banks themselves are beginning to feel it. I have been shocked. I listened to especially JP Morgan's call. It's a good kind of staple to understand what's going on in the banking industry. And, in a V-shaped recovery, Jamie Dimon was telling us that their loan growth would be negative through the end of this year. I said, what? And I began to think, could it be? Could what's going on in the Ethereum world already be impacting banks? Prices are determined at the margin. And so this could be really hurting the banks. And I think I'm going to take a very close look during the next few earnings seasons to see if we can dimension it. It doesn't seem like it is big enough yet, but I'm beginning to wonder. The search for yield, which again, the extremes, the bond market in the traditional world, I believe is in a bubble, certainly on the corporate credit side, which is where the risk is. And I can't help but believe that others believe the same and are searching elsewhere for yield, especially the hedge funds, I would say.
All right, so just a quick click there, quick clip on Ethereum, and had to show you, Cathie Wood, ARK Invest, large Bitcoin holders, Ethereum holders, and she's speaking about it, DeFi, decentralized finance, affecting the banking industry, possibly already. And she has been right on a number of calls, and on her Tesla calls and some of her other calls. So guys, last thing on the video, I forgot. This is one of the most important parts of the video here. Let's stretch this out, guys. Let's look at the price prediction on Ethereum. We're going to set the fib here. Pull it out, and we're going to set it there. Guys, later in this bull run, we are looking to the 1618. Conservative. This is a conservative price prediction. 1618. $7,873 per Ethereum. Again, conservative. I do believe in this run, Ethereum is the second most recognized name in all of crypto other than Bitcoin. I do believe Ethereum is one of those coins that can make that run to the 2,272 for $14,642 in that area per Ethereum later in this bull run. And remember, guys, we're going to go through these waveforms. There's going to be massive corrections. There's going to be support levels, resistance knocking you down, support's holding you up, but there's going to be a lot going on. But through this bull run, that is what we are expecting to see out of Ethereum. At least the 1618, possibly to the 2272, depending on how long the bull run is, when it runs out of steam, and whatnot. And guys, don't forget, there is also the possibility after you hit the 2272, if the market is still on fire and everything is in all cylinders are still clicking, you can get a 30% gain after the 2272, which would take you up to $19,227, which is, I believe I have heard in some predictions, a $20,000 prediction for Ethereum that is possible. So there it is right there on the chart, if possible. So that is when it would top out, and that is when we would possibly head into the next bear market. So guys, if you made it through this video so far, I was kind of speed talking through it, but there was a lot to cover. So if you made it through this video so far, don't forget, subscribe down here in the corner, because we're going to be covering all kinds of coins, many different coins, exit strategies. We're going to be watching these charts like a hawk, and that's what we're going to want, is to avoid the next bear cycle. So that's it for this video, guys. Ethereum looks good. We'll just have to keep watching and seeing what happens over these next few days. Let's get closer to September 20th, where we have a full moon on September 20th, which full moons, for whatever reason, whatever odd reason, they have been very positive for the crypto market if you look in the charts. So we're waiting for that. We're waiting to get closer to October. We're waiting to see if the bottom is finally in for Bitcoin. Let's get that golden cross on Bitcoin like I showed you in that chart. So anyways, that's it for this video, and we will see you in the next one, guys. See ya.